Friend, is your current workspace feeling a bit uninspired? Oh, the grind. Maybe you're looking for a place that lights you up creatively and helps your productivity. Well, you're in the right place, because today we're sharing tips and tricks to help you design your dream photography workspace, and it can be on a budget. Seriously, let's talk about something that we often overlook: our workspace. Whether it's a corner of your home or a whole dedicated studio space, it doesn't matter, because your workspace plays a key role in your creativity and productivity. But how do you create a workspace that not only inspires you, but keeps you focused? Welcome back, friends. I'm Sarah Petty, and this channel is your go-to resource for building and growing a thriving photography business while still being there for your family. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, because it's about to get good. Listen, today we're not designing your space for you, but even better, I'm gonna give you tips that are going to help you design your own dream photography workspace so that you can make money and love what you do and feel really snuggly and at home. So grab your hot cup of tea and let's dive into this journey of creativity and productivity. Let's get started. You need a dedicated space. You might be thinking, Sarah, I'm working at my kitchen table and I'm just fine. And if that's working for you, great. I want to share a story though. When we were getting ready to move into my current studio, the one that we actually built to move into and occupy, there was a gap when I had to get out of my last studio before I could get into this one. And so we had to work from my dining room table. I had 3 kids and they were in school, but Andrea, who works with me, and I had to sit at our dining room table and work. Kids would come home from school, they would take power cords, they would spill drinks, they would crumble up our papers, we were losing things. It really made that separation of, call it work and state, right? And so I had to figure out how to make it productive, and it really wasn't productive. But I knew it was for a short amount of time. And when I had little kids, I worked out of one room of my house, because I said, I don't want to have a whole room that's an office, because I've had a studio for many of those years. What I did is I took a big cabinet that we had and I made it my office. So I had my printer and my computer and my papers and my file, and I would pull out the drawer and I would sit and work, and then I would pull the drawer back and I would close it, and it really gave me closure at the end of the day. But then as my business grew and we've got flashcards and more equipment, backgrounds, and all the things, it became just a lot bigger deal. When I was navigating working some at home, some at my studio, it wasn't my favorite. And so now I moved everything out of my house and I have it in my studio. And I'm so much happier and so much more productive, which is why I feel super strongly that, especially when you don't have a studio that you can come to, and you don't need one to make good money and contribute to your family, but you do need a dedicated space just for you where you can switch into work mode and you can keep your creative juices flowing. Now, whether it's a spare room, a corner of your living room, or even a garden shed, having this place solely for you can be a game changer. One thing I will caution you, I was Zooming with one of my coaching students a couple weeks ago, and she was in her bedroom. And I asked her, I said, is this where your office is? And she said, right now it is. She had 4 little kids, and she was like, this is just where it is. And I said, how's that going for you? Want to go at the end of the day and turn your brain off and get away from your business, and there it is, staring right at you. And she said, actually, my husband's been asking me for quite a while to find a different place. And I said, can you? Is there somewhere else in your house that you could put up a little temporary sort of wall or a folding rack or something to just give you a defined space? And she said, yeah, we even know where that space is. We just haven't done it. And about a week later, she messaged me and said, it's done and my husband's so happy. I'm telling you, if you keep the honey happy, you're gonna get a lot more support for your business. So if you keep them as separate as possible, it's nice, because even if it's not a separate studio, you shut the door and you walk to the other room and you can become a fully present parent, which is cool. It's really hard to do that when all your stuff is on the dining room table. Now, if you have littles, you know what I mean by littles, those little grubby hands walking around, it's ideal if you have a door and that you can keep your things safe, because cords and precious computers and things like that are not safe, and obviously you want to keep your child safe. So really consider that. And I think a lot of us, after the pandemic especially, realize we can work from home, and we might want to reconfigure our living space to make sure we have a dedicated workspace. Now, let's talk about lighting and atmosphere. Because look, as photographers, I think we understand good lighting more than anyone else. When the people who built our house built it, they had a little laundry room and they put the most obnoxious neon fluorescent lighting in there. And it's kind of nice because when we have clothing with hard to find stains, we can see everything and it makes it easy to clean. But if I had to work in that space, it is just way too much. I way prefer some windows, some natural lighting, even lamps versus high overhead obnoxious lighting. So creating a cozy feel with your light can make your workspace feel really inviting and get your mood just immediately uplifted. So my first place is look for a spot in your home that has lots of natural light. And if that's just not possible, because sometimes it's not, invest in good quality artificial lights that aren't obnoxious and in your face. And don't forget about the environment and the atmosphere. Really fill your workspace with things that inspire you. Maybe it's motivational quotes or your favorite artwork of your kids. I hope an image of your family or your pets or your children or your extended family. That's what we do as photographers, and more than anything, I would have that in there and recommend having that in there. I clearly do. And maybe even a vision board that shows what you're excited about. I love setting goals and having a visual sort of vision of what my dream looks like. You could even do a workspace vision board. As you make more money, you might want a standing desk. You might want a wall-to-wall bulletin board or a new piece of artwork or some nicer frames. You don't have to start with those things, but why not dream about it? I have a massive wall-sized bulletin board in my office where I post the cards of nice things people have sent me in cards, from students to clients, and it makes me so happy. I don't like clutter everywhere, so I put all of those things in one spot. I surround myself with books, my core values and manifesto. I have a planner that I make sure I keep around so that I know what I have going this week. Of course, drawings my kids have given to me. I have an image of my son when he got his Eagle Scout. I even have an image of myself when I was 5. It's funny because I didn't exist as a child in photos because there were no photos of me anywhere, nothing printed, and that was pre-digital. So I'm sure if I'm not printed, I'm not on a negative that anybody could put their hands on. So when my dad retired from teaching, he had my kindergarten photo. I'd already had my own children when that happened, so I was pretty proud of him for keeping my kindergarten photo on his desk, but that's all that exists from my childhood. And I keep it there because I remind myself with my chili bowl haircut and crooked bangs that I'm an awesome human and that I'm building a career that my 5-year-old self would be proud of, and that I deserve a space that's dedicated to me where I can be amazing. You might have read Marie Kondo's book, The Magic of Tidying Up. If not, I highly recommend it. And I literally just did that this weekend, where to organize, you don't just walk up to the bookshelf and tidy, you empty everything out. So I emptied all of my cabinets out. I repainted them with fresh, clean white paint, let it sit for 3 days. And I ordered nice little organizing bins, and I put back only the things that I really wanted there. And it took me several days because I got into sort of decision fatigue. And what we usually do, right, then is we just shove everything back in and we have the same mess. And I really feel like that's why organization is such a key, because a cluttered workspace leads to a cluttered mind. So I want everything to have its place and be in its place. So I put all the adapters and cords and cables together, and then all the note cards together, all the pens together, all the post-it notes. So everything has its place. And it's funny how many things I found multiples of, like, where do the scissors come from? Can't find them when you need them, and then I have 30 in my drawer. Sorry, I'm the scissor thief, everybody. I'm the one. It's me, I'm the guilty one. But instead of shoving everything back, I put things in groups of like objects, and then I ordered some neat little organizers to keep things organized. That doesn't cost a lot of money, but dang, when creatives like us want to be productive, I believe we have to have a really organized space. Now in my business, I love having interns in. I've always done that. In fact, my two companies, both my photography studio and my marketing company, are run by people who came into my life as job shadow days, one day, like many years ago. So I keep interns all the time. I love young people. I love knowing what's happening with young people, even though I have young children now. When they're in marketing or they're in photography, they're in a creative space, it inspires me. So one of them that we had last summer, super organized, loves labeling little storage things and getting all the things organized. So we put her loose in our camera room closet, which is a pretty big closet where all our camera equipment and everything is, and it's also big enough that we can just shove things in the middle of the room. And so we told her, we want you to Marie Kondo it, which means she emptied everything out into the camera room, everything. She started by putting things into piles, and we'd come in every day and say, throw these stay. She would order organizers. It was like the best gift to me, even though I paid her, it wasn't a gift. But having that clean, organized workspace that kind of looks like it's out of a magazine was such a gift to me. Doesn't have to be that way, but it's whatever works for you. And if you're in a big city, they actually have companies that you can hire that will come in and do that for you. I'm in a smaller town and we don't have that, but wow, what a gift from someone who's asking you, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? I mean, that's what I'd love, is someone to come in and make everything really pretty. So when I'm running fast and I'm trying to get a project done and I need scissors, I know exactly where to go to find the scissors or the tape or whatever it is. You can tell I get passionate about this because I hate it when I go to a drawer and I open it and there's like 10,000 things and I'm digging and there's cords and outlets and I can't find the one that I need. Now they're all labeled. Can you even imagine how great that would feel? Feels so good. Let's talk about comfort, because lastly, this is a big one. And I want you to make sure that your workspace is comfortable. Don't use the metal folding chair. Your body is too important. I always say invest in a good chair. You sit a lot, and having the right ergonomic design is really important. That's not a $59 chair from Target. You also want to make sure your desk is at the right height, as well as your computer screen. Did you realize that people are having major posture problems because everybody's leaning over, looking at their phone or looking down at their computer? It's creating a whole new set of problems that generations before us didn't even have. I actually just bought a really cool stand that will mount to my desk where my laptop can be up here and the keyboard lower, because right now I just have a laptop where the keyboard's attached, so I would be typing up here, but it needs to be here and your keys on your keyboard need to be lower. Those things are really important, and I know it's sort of like, yeah, but money, I get it. May not be able to do it immediately, or maybe you just stick some boxes on your desk. It doesn't have to be perfect. But for me, when I'm spending so much time in this place, I want it to be ergonomically correct. I have a standing desk that I can sit and stand all day long. And I think what's worth investing in more than my health, they say sitting is the new smoking, you know. No more of that. Get your booty standing up and work standing up. It's so much better for us. The reality is, if you're comfortable and happy in your workspace, you will be able to work longer and produce better work. Plus, we're creatives. Who wants to work in an uncomfortable space or an unattractive space? A can of paint can go really far, am I right? As a gift to yourself, you are worth it. Make your workspace a place where you are so happy, where you want to spend time, and watch your productivity and your happiness just soar. All right, friends, I think we've brewed up some fantastic ideas for creating your dream workspace, and it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Remember, your workspace is your canvas. It's your playground. It's your stage. It should inspire your creativity and help you get more done, not add a bunch of messy distractions to your life. So don't be afraid to clean it out and make it your own. And if you found these ideas and suggestions helpful, seriously, come and join my free Facebook group where you'll find even more resources now that you have such a cute office to help you build the business of your dreams. Truly, it can happen for you. Thanks for watching and subscribing to this channel. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, do it right now so you can get more juicy content like this, so you can grow your photography business and put your family first. And if you loved today's video, which I know you did, click right here to get more actionable steps. Thanks for watching, my friend, and I'll see you soon in the next video.